Gazette Notice Legal number 1112, dated 26th June 2019. In the exercise of powers conferred by Section 106 of the Stamp Duty Act, the Cabinet Secretary of the National Treasury and Planning relating to the merger of NIC, PLC, and Commercial Bank of Africa shall be exempt from the provisions of the Act. By a single signature, these two companies owned by the first family were exempted from paying 350 million. These are rich banks who have made money from domestic borrowing. They have lent money to government. They are in Fuliza. The owners are the richest people in Kenya. They were exempted from paying 350 million, money that can put up 35 level 3 hospitals in Kenya. That is conflict of interest and state capture. That is chronic corruption. And that is what we must deal with. Okay. We must deal with state capture. We must deal with conflict of interest. There is a railway line between Nairobi and Nyanyuki that was put up at a cost of 3.8 billion. That railway line serves one company that supplies fuel to Nyanyuki.
All right, Honorable Gachagua, thank you very much for this. Unfortunately, I cannot authenticate this document.
You asked me what the state capture.
I'm giving you time, but I cannot authenticate the document that you just read right now. So I've seen in a manifesto that you would put a commission to investigate these bribes. Would you go after the first family?
We will not go after anybody. We'll go after all those who are in state capture and conflict of interest.
Who are they?
But what are you saying?
That will come out in the commission. I'm saying there will be a commission because the real corruption that we need to deal with, not what Honorable Mother is talking about, is state capture and conflict of interest, where the people in power tap public resources to their advantage and to the disadvantage of the rest of Kenyans.
Muanze kujenga jela za kutosha za kupeleka hii mahasara wote. Si kwa namna hiyo? Hata hiyo sheria ikipita, tutaendelea kuitana mahasara tupelekwe jela. Kwa sababu hizi jela zinatengenezewa wanaume na wamama. Na tukitaka kuambia hawa, you cannot criminalize a movement that is real and is what is happening in this country. The DCI is being used to settle political scores, to manage politics, and to stop William Ruto from becoming the President of the Republic of Kenya. The DCI has come up with charges against leaders, fabricated charges, those who are allied to the Deputy President. This is the only organization, and it's unbelievable officers, because we are very good officers in the DCI. This DCI unit was set up by Ignatius Derry, a son of this country. Very professional body, but it is sinking very low. Instead of doing what it's supposed to do, is managing politics. I want to appeal to officers of DCI. You are professionals. I want to remind you about the succession of 202. Don't be misused. There will be change of government in 12
themselves about their dissatisfaction with the way the country is being run, the way the country is being governed. It is said that those people have been financed, they have been mobilized, they have been incited, and therefore they will never address the real problem. What happened on Wednesday, Michelle, was the first anniversary of the Gen Z massacre of 2024 that was presided over by William Ruto and executed by Kithure Kindiki. And you know for sure how many people died after very serious abductions and extrajudicial killings. The Gen Z protests of 2024 was a spontaneous reaction by young people protesting, the issues of the Finance Bill 2024, mismanagement of the country, corruption, and general impunity that has been exhibited by this administration. The president then, under the pressure of the Gen Z, that he doesn't need any government must stop taking people for granted. If these activities were planned, we have the National Intelligence Service. Where were they? If they did not know, then they slept on the job. They are not supposed to be in office. If they knew and did nothing about it, again, they are guilty of failing to stop anarchy and violence. But from where I sit, Michelle, the protests were very peaceful. The Gen Zs were not violent. They had water, they had smartphones. The violence was brought about by infiltration by goons who looted shops, escorted by police. You have seen videos all over, thugs creating mayhem as police watch. You have seen videos, some thugs arriving in police vehicles, So, and as we speak today, many protesters were arrested, others were killed. Not a single goon was shot or arrested. As we speak, this happened on Wednesday. Today is Friday. All the people who looted shops, videos are there, the images are clear. None has been arrested.
All right, let me just go back to what you said. There are allegations that these goons that you say infiltrated these protests were goons that you paid. You and your allies have been mentioned adversely. You've seen the Interior Cabinet Secretary mention that they do have intelligence, that this was an attempted coup. We've seen calls for your arrest following that statement. Mr.
I don't know how fragile this government is, that a CS Interior is walking in the streets of Nairobi in the morning and you are saying that was an attempted coup. If they had intelligence that goons had been paid by Gachagua or anybody else, why didn't they arrest these goons? If these were my goons, I want to tell you, Michelle, today they would have been shot dead. They would be in custody. Why, if they had intelligence that Gachagua or anybody else for that matter had paid goons to come and cause chaos in Nairobi, why didn't they act on that intelligence? Why did they supervise the goons wreaking havoc in the streets of Nairobi? How did they allow goons to go to a police station unarmed and take over a police station? And they had the intelligence. I think the CS Interior must respect the people of Kenya. People are not that stupid, It is very evident that in Nairobi, the real goons came after 6 p.m. and downtown, River Road, Nyamakema, Taveta Road, Lithuri Avenue. The havoc, the looting was done in darkness under police supervision. Why were these guns not shot? Why were these thugs not shot? Why were they not arrested? And if